Hey there, I'm Scott, and welcome back to my home and kitchen. Guys, it's summertime, and one of my favorite things to do in the summer is to use all the great fresh fruits that are available at the farm stand, at the farmer's market, and at the local supermarket. And today I want to show you a pie recipe. I call it All-American Pie. I make it with a custard and blueberries and strawberries and whipped cream, and it is delicious. So let's head over and get started. Alright, let's get started with this all-American strawberry or fruit pie because we're going to add some blueberries to it as well. What you'll need for the recipe is 3 cups of whole milk. You need 3/4 of a cup of sugar right here. About half a cup of all-purpose flour. 2 tablespoons of butter. 3 egg yolks. Separate the whites out and just reserve the egg yolks for this recipe. About 1/4 teaspoon of salt, or a really nice hefty pinch. We're going to need some really good vanilla extract. A pie crust, and today I'm using one that I bought at the store. I know I'll show you guys how to make one really soon, but today we're using a store-bought pie crust, and I have just baked this off. You prick the bottom with a fork, put it in the oven for about 10 minutes at 400 degrees, and it turns golden brown and it's ready to go. You just let that cool down. And here for the fruit, we're going to use about a pint of quartered strawberries. Remove the top and quarter those up, and about a cup or so of fresh blueberries. Alright, so let's get started with the cooking process. Into a large saucepan, what we want to do is add our sugar. It's going to go right in. Our flour. And our pinch of salt. Put all that in there. And I'm just going to use a whisk, and I'm going to whisk that up just to distribute it all evenly. Alright. Then we're going to start adding our milk and mix all that flour into it. And I'm going to turn the heat on a medium-high and cook this until it becomes really nice and thick. So the important thing to know about this is as soon as your milk starts to heat up, you want to make sure that you're constantly whisking this, and not vigorously. You don't have to kind of break a sweat, but you do want to keep everything moving around. You don't want to scald the milk to the pot, and you do not want to let it come to a really rapid boil. We do want to bring it all the way to a boil though, because that's how we're going to thicken this, and by boiling it, it's going to activate the flour to thicken this into our custard. Okay, our mixture is just about to come to the boil. Now what we need to do is take our egg yolks, and just with a fork, we're going to just gently mix that up, and with a ladle out a little of this hot mixture, and we're going to temper this into the egg yolks gradually. That's just going to bring the egg yolk mixture up so it does not curdle when it hits the hot custard. Now once you've tempered that in, you're going to whisk this egg yolk mixture right into the custard. And at this point, you definitely don't want to walk away from it. You want to keep this moving around with your whisk until it becomes really nice and thick. And this is the consistency we're looking for. It's going to start to cling to the whisk a little bit, and that is just about perfect. I'm going to let this cook for probably another minute, just staying with it and keep on whisking. Alright, while the mixture is still on the heat, at the very last minute, I'm going to add in our 2 tablespoons of butter and about 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of a really good vanilla extract. This one, by the way, comes from a place called Charles H. Baldwin & Sons, and that's in West Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Google it. It is delicious. So just whisk all of this custard together, get all that butter melted. I'm going to turn off my heat. We're going to let this cool for 20 minutes at least. We just don't want it to be too hot when we add it to our crust. And while that cools, we're going to head over and whip up our cream for the topping. Alright, the whipped cream for this is really, really simple. I'm going to do it in a stand mixer. You could definitely do this by hand or with an electric hand mixer. Into the bowl, I have 2 cups of heavy cream. That's going to get poured right on in. A little bit more of this vanilla extract, probably about a teaspoon. Essentially what we're making here is a Cool Whip product. It's just going to be all from scratch and taste much better. And then a few tablespoons, probably 3 or 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar. All right, so I'm just going to turn on the mixer and let this whisk until it gets nice and doubled or tripled in volume. Okay, this is looking really good. You just want to be careful not to over mix it. And it'll cling, it'll stand up on the whisk, and that's exactly what you're looking for. So I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator for about an hour or so, and I'll go back over and show you how we assemble the pie. Alright, we're going to assemble this pie in a couple of steps. The first step is to take your already baked off pie crust, and we're going to add our custard to this. We want to only bring it up about 3/4 of the way. So just pour that right on in. And you may have some extra, which I do, and that's fine. You can make little parfaits out of this, pour it down into glasses. This is essentially a vanilla pudding, a homemade vanilla pudding that you just made. Pour that into little clear glasses, put it in the fridge for a few hours. You can top that off with some extra berries and whipped cream, and it's delicious, a little treat for the kids or something. What we want to do with the pie now, put this in the refrigerator, let it chill for about 2 hours. Then we'll come back and we'll top it with our whipped topping that's in the refrigerator as well. It has been a couple of hours. The pudding inside the pie is nicely set up. So I want to take a couple of dollops of our whipped cream mixture and just spread that right over that custard pudding filling. One more. And what's pretty about this, the reason I added the blueberries is to kind of give it more of a 4th of July feel. I think a lot of you guys write in and say you're looking for desserts to take out to a barbecue, to 4th of July, to the fireworks. This might not be the best one if it's going to be unrefrigerated because the whipped cream would completely deflate, but it would be delicious if you're entertaining at home. Or you can just do it with the strawberries, which is what I normally do. Strawberries, get in there and pile those on. Like so. I'm going to leave a few just to come back in a second because what I want to do is take my blueberries, sprinkle those in here around. Perfect. A few more strawberries. This will be my snack for later. And then our whipped cream, and this gets piled on high. That's what people really want more of. Just bring it on out to the sides, maybe another dollop. You may have a little bit extra, that's okay. A few more blueberries, a couple more strawberries. And there you have it. That's the all-American strawberry pie. It looks really beautiful. I think anyone would appreciate it if you brought this to their barbecue. I'm Scott. Thanks so much for watching. If you have a comment on this video or any of my other videos, please email me. It's scottinoregon@comcast.net. You can also, and I would love it if you visited my blog, which is scotthargrove.blogspot.com. Guys, have a wonderful summer. I'll see you soon. Bye.